Hi guys, thank you for tuning into the Womanhood University. I'm your host, Nabi. Let's just jump right into it. When it comes to arguing and it comes to being loud or someone offended you or you feel like you have to defend yourself, being passive aggressive is something that you have to learn how to be. Because when you're in corporate, when you're in the corporate world, when you move up in terms of just your career in life, you need these skills because people will try you as a person of color. People will try you because when you go to report something like that, when you go to, let's say if you get rowdy, you know exactly what they said to you, but now you're getting rowdy and you're arguing with them, they won. And they can sit up there and say, oh, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know what she's talking about. I didn't mean it that way. I totally did not mean that. Yeah, that's the power of passive aggressiveness. And like I stated in my last video, that is white people's superpower. They know how to be passive aggressive without arguing with you. We have to learn other ways of arguing and other ways of getting your revenge or just making someone feel the same way you feel, because it does not benefit women to get loud and to argue and to get out of character, because not only does it stresses your entire body out, it gives you a bad look, whether you're whatever race, but Black women especially, they already feel a certain type of way. So once you go there, it's already okay. Like if someone has offended you or they say something to you, there's no need for fuck you bitch and you're nasty hoe. No, absolutely not. You remain calm. And there's something about a stare in silence that scares people. Like, I don't say much. If you're gonna come at me or argue with me, I'm just going to stare at you like you're crazy. Like you're literal crazy. And a stare in silence is very condescending and it's very intimidating. When you look at somebody and you just stare them down while they're acting crazy, they tend to be like, oh my God, I feel so stupid. I feel so stupid. When you do that, you take their energy while also keeping your energy. But when you argue back with someone, you're actually draining all your energy. You're actually draining all your energy and they're taking all your energy. You look at them, you stare at them up and down like, oh, okay, well, you take it to corporate, you report, but no, you don't need to respond. You keep it cute, you keep it classy. Okay, well, what's your name and your badge number? Okay. Thank you so much. I will see you another time. Thank you. Like I said, I was raised in the suburbs. I was raised around this behavior. The minute you start to argue and get loud, you've lost that battle because you're automatically the person of interest. You lost that. But when they see them acting crazy and you're all calm, that's reverse Black privilege. It looks like this crazy white person is looking like a Karen. This crazy white person is looking like a racist. That's why you remain calm. You work it in your favor, especially when you have things to lose. You have a career to lose. You have a job to lose. You have businesses and clients, and you cannot go back and forth. It's too much on the line, babes. If you want to learn how to be passive aggressive, one, up your vocabulary. Instead of saying, bitch, you talk down on me, or, you say, okay, I really didn't like your condescending tone. And I really don't appreciate you having a conversation with me like that. That was very inappropriate. You keep everything, okay? You keep your dignity, you keep your tone, but you also put someone in their place on their level. You treat them like peasants. That is how you become passive aggressive. You treat them like peasants. You don't get treated like the peasant. The peasant is the one that overacts. But when you have that condescending tone with a high vocabulary and you just know what you're talking about, you become the winner. You become the intimidation. So the next thing to be passive aggressive, you also have to know what the hell you're talking about. Ignorance is going to put you as the loser automatically. Like say if you're in the office and the person, you're asking questions and you're kind of like, hey, am I allowed to do this? And how can I send this email or blah, blah, blah. And they know you don't know what you're talking about. It's like, oh no, I don't think you should do that because blah, 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 blah. And you can call that back out by saying, oh no, I actually spoke to the manager and they said that this is okay. Do you have a different opinion, or is this based off of your... Know what you're talking about and know your resources. Also, a lot of poise, and elegance. When you're passive aggressive and you have poise and elegance, it just automatically makes people feel like, okay, I can't fuck with this person. They obviously, like, I just can't fuck with this person. Looking people in their eyes, nodding, and okay, yeah, okay, like having poise. If someone is arguing with you and you're sitting there and you got your legs crossed and you're just like, So let me give y'all some passive aggressive examples, because a lot of people were asking me how in the hell do you be passive aggressive? Let's say in the office you guys have watermelon fried chicken Popeyes for, you know, their little racist thing, watermelon Popeyes, whatever. And one of your coworkers, white coworkers, comes by you and they're like, oh, they have your favorite stuff today. Do you want me to get you some? Of course, in that moment you're like, favorite stuff? I would reply back with, oh no, I think that's your favorite because it has no seasoning. No, I don't want any. Thank you so much. That's an example of being passive aggressive. You're passing an insult back, but it's not so harsh of an insult to where you would be in trouble or where it would turn into something big. Like you don't want to pull the insult too deep, but you want to throw it back. You have to learn these superpowers because that's exactly what they are. And you can get away with a lot of things knowing how to talk someone else's language. You can't always be offended. You can't always jump and beat someone up, and it's just too much to lose. And you know, us as people, we will always deal with things in the workplace, especially if you're attractive. You just have to learn how to be. You just have to learn how to have etiquette and poise and remain calm. I hope I touched some topics here because it was really hard for me to do this video. I was like all over the place. So I hope that it was straightforward while also getting your revenge. Thank you guys so much for watching another video of Womanhood University. Again, I'm Nabi9. Subscribe down below. See you guys in my next video. Bye.